What is up, guys? Welcome back to Slumber Party podcast number 11.
Woo!
Wow.
I just love 11 from Stranger Things, let me just say.
Yeah, shout out Millie Bobby Brown. We love you.
She's a bad bitch.
I do love that girl a lot.
So much.
Anyways, you guys, this is the last podcast of season 1 because 2020 is over.
Thank God.
Yeah,
2020's
thank
done.
God.
What a fucking year, can I just say?
Dude, it's been a motherfucking year.
I can't even wrap my brain around how insane.
I
was
can't.
just
this
reflecting and I was like,
has been the craziest year of my life for sure.
At the same time,
Yeah.
it's kind of gone by so quickly because of all the shit that's going on.
It was going by really slow. I feel like when it was mandatory lockdown, so I think it was March, April, May, June, those months went by really slow. And then, but now you look back at it since it's the end of the year and you're like, okay, you know what? Every year goes by so fast. It's crazy.
This was just a weird year where everything I feel blurred together.
Yeah.
So I look back and I'm like,
I know. I can't wait to one day when we have kids and we talk about COVID and stuff. And it's what did you do during the quarantine and everything? And we'll be like, well, I was living my fucking life, my guy.
honestly though, I'm kind of thankful for the quarantine. It helped me reflect on myself and figure out my values and everything like that. I guess that's something good that came out of 2020.
Yeah. I also feel though for a lot of people, it really brought them down and fucked them up
that was very
mentally and emotionally. And they kind of lost themselves because they lost, a lot of people lost jobs, no money.
Their businesses, their homes, everything.
Yeah. It was just really hard on a lot of
difficult.
people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It was definitely an emotional roller coaster for me.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the beginning. I definitely felt out of place. I didn't feel like myself. It was weird because just being a senior in college and thinking that I was going to enjoy my last year and then having that come to a complete halt and then me living with my family for 3 months, not moving, leaving the premise at all. It was just so crazy. And then just all these different things about oh my gosh, I'm now technically graduated. I'm on my own. I need to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do with my life. It definitely was a very weird time for me. And I think because I'm in that point of transitioning in my life, it was just a double whammy. And I was like, oh shit, this is hitting different.
Yeah. It really, the whole quarantine, I think it just allowed us to get so real and raw with ourselves. And I definitely went through it mentally and had my moment. And, as I've always struggled with anxiety and all that and, my whole life, but it allowed me to get really figure out what I wanted. Yeah. You know what I mean?
What was the best
goals.
thing that happened to you this year?
Gosh, I mean,
one thing that happened in 2020 that was actually really good out of it.
Okay, well, I would say there's 2. That I started working full time for Daily Dropout, and that, knock on wood, but luckily all my family was good through everything, grandparents, knock on wood, because
I mean, it's not over.
I don't want to jinx anything. Yeah.
No, I completely agree that everybody I know is in good health. I don't know. I only know one person who passed away, and it was my best friend from back home. Her dad passed away from COVID, but other than that, all my family in China, all my friends, my mom, thank God, everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about
grateful.
that. Yeah.
I was thinking about you a lot because I know you have family in China.
Yeah,
so that must have been very.
Yeah, it was scary at first because they got hit the worst, but now China's doing way better than the US with COVID and stuff.
You know what's crazy?
Life is normal out there.
We went on a trip to San Diego right when this was hitting, and we didn't know how bad it was going to get. And you were talking about your family in China, and you're like, oh my gosh, this virus. You briefly talked about it, and I thought about that earlier today. I was like, oh my gosh, because it feels like it was so long ago.
Yeah.
But January, February.
What is the best thing that has happened to you in 2020?
So my sister and I have always been very close, but we got even closer. And I just think about all the funny things we did in quarantine. We would.
You guys
go
were
for late night drives
trapped in the same house.
Oh
So you
my
had no
gosh.
choice.
I know we had no choice but to bond
but
even
it
more.
Worked out really good.
It really did.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned earlier, self growth.
Yeah.
I was able to. It sounds so cheesy, but read and journal and get deeper into myself and figure out it was even little things. I used to have an issue working out on my own. I was just I would get lost. I was kind of unmotivated, and I got really motivated to do that. Meditating, all that, just really getting into myself and giving back to myself because I spread myself so thin.
I feel I didn't even gain weight from like COVID. Cause like I feel like a lot of people like lost their like motivation to like work out and stuff during like the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
Cause like especially cause gyms were closed, so you like had no choice but to work out at home, and a lot of people don't like to do that.
And you have to get the food delivered.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much what is available through an app or
so
on a
like,
website.
I'm so glad that I just like didn't gain COVID weight, but at the same time I did gain weight, but it wasn't from COVID. It was from like getting into a new relationship.
Mine's like drinking every weekend.
I know, I was drinking like every weekend.
Gosh, whenever I get into a new relationship, because like
that shit hits different. You guys are always out eating,
and it's,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like also this past year, I've already kind of been aware of this, but I think I learned even more just about the media and how like dramatized everything is, like especially with COVID and all that stuff. At first, everything in the media, it gave me so much anxiety. Like my mom would have the news playing 24/7. I'm like, can we just like turn this shit off? Because I'm gonna pass out of it, like anxiety right now.
Everything was so bad.
I think I just learned to, I mean, even though we're like stuck at home and all we really do is like resort to being on our phones, I think I found appreciation for other things in life and like am more grateful for everything in life instead of needing to be on my phone and like keep up with what's the latest trends and that kind of thing. I just kind of stopped giving a fuck. I'm like, I'm just going to like do me, not worry about what's really going on around me and just kind of focus on myself and like the things that I'm grateful for.
Right. And then I think 2020 also, there's that aspect. I think it allowed us to be more like woke. You know what I mean? There was so much other things that happened.
It was an eye-opener for sure.
Yes. And it kind of was like, wow, there's issues that are happening in our own communities that have not been given the attention that they need.
Yeah. So. And I think I feel like a lot of things that have taken place, most of them, majority, not all, in 2020 have been natural disasters in some sort. And so I feel like in the past, there's been just so much violence and all this stuff going on with our world. And knock on wood, I'd hope that this stuff just doesn't happen, like mass shootings and that kind of thing. And I feel like this year, though, has been like just so many natural disasters where our world takes a step back and we're like,
the huge hurricane.
The fires were nuts. Can I just say this all started this year when Kobe passed? Like,
I know. Well, it started with
the fires. I thought were before that.
But then Kobe like passed, and then everything just went fucking downhill, and I was just like, damn.
No, but Anne, remember like the first few days of in January, I think there was like maybe going to be like World War III or some other shit going on.
It was some dumb shit going on.
Oh my God, I was terrified of that.
And then there was just like every week there was, and then Australia, and then after Australia,
California,
Kobe, and then it's just like continuously, but all the natural disasters and things like that, those you cannot prevent, like things like that. And so I just feel like the world kind of saw that and was like, all right, like we're actually all in this together. It's not like one person can stop all of this.
And I feel like there were little things too, like even like the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, like that. It was just like everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know.
Goodness
it's
gracious, what a year!
This world is like fucking ending.
Well, now let's only hope for better things in 2021. I mean, what do you guys
for 20?
Do we have any resolutions?
21.
Here's the thing: everybody's always like, I feel like there's so many people out there who are being so negative. Like, this stuff doesn't end when 2021. I just am such a believer in like energy and positivity. And I think us like being like, fuck 2020. Like we're moving into 2021. Like, I think everybody has these new mindset. There's new energy. Yes. So I think 2021 is going to be a way better year. And I
fucking hope like we need a ply of wood here just to keep knocking.
Brad, knock on wood.
No wood for over here.
I know. I like don't want to jinx any of the stuff that I'm saying.
Is that
I know,
wood?
bro.
I'm like, I don't know.
I think so.
Wood. But yeah, I'm super excited for the new year. It's going to be, I feel like people are going to be so much happier and they'll be like, all right, finally we can completely like start fresh. So I think it'll be really good for everybody.
But what's your New Year's resolution?
I'm going to expose myself.
Yeah, expose. I'm going to expose myself too.
Mine is to stop vaping. Like, I'm actually going to really fucking try.
No, that's actually a good goal. I think that's not even exposing yourself because like,
well, I just don't like to say that I like vape.
I know, but like everybody does, and I feel like that company, like who started the whole like with Julie, like the flavors and whatever. Like we have a whole generation of people who never would have picked up cigarettes who are addicted to.
Vaping. I'm not gonna lie. I was addicted to vaping for 3 years. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, and I was addicted for 3 years, and then I've now fully quit for like a year and a half, and I haven't done it once.
Good for
the point being, I don't.
But it's possible.
No, absolutely, and I
did
it for a week, but I just like really need. the people around me in my life to like help me with it, because I have people like, hit this, buying me one. And I'm like, okay, well if
they're everywhere.
Yeah,
I quit mid-college. It was like
so
the hardest
hard.
thing. I still have people all the time that are like, here, just do this. I'm like, you have to just completely be done. Like cold turkey. Just
I never got into like that. Like can't, you know,
you're
I've
so
obviously hit
lucky.
them, but like
respect.
Yeah. I mean, I see everybody. I'm like,
that.
you guys gotta quit. I'm like, I want to live long lives and healthy lives with you.
I know I realized like it got to a certain point that one, I just hated doing it, but I was fully addicted. I was like, I can't believe like I am addicted to something. I didn't think that that was possible.
Yeah, same. Nicotine is very, very addictive though.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I know. And I
very
just like always
addictive.
heard that. I never thought I would be that one. And then eventually I was like fully addicted, and it was just so hard to stop. But once I did, now I feel like just so much better knowing that, because it got to a point where I was like, all right, I could be eating as healthy as possible. I could be working out every single day. And no matter what, I cannot be living my healthiest life because of the vape.
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel that.
And
So
I can't even
finally-
imagine like physically, but also mentally.
Dude,
There's so many components
Well,
because
it's
it's like
I
the
have,
cost of
like,
it.
sometimes just get really bad anxiety. And because of my anxiety, what's there for me? Nicotine. Like, especially when I was like dating my ex, like I was just not okay for like 3 years. And like my fucking vape, let me tell you, got me through my relationship. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, without it, I would probably like have had like even worse like mental breakdowns and stuff, because it like really helped with my anxiety. But I don't really have anxiety anymore. And I think that like, since I'm like not with him and stuff, I feel like I have a better chance of like actually stopping, because like my anxiety has like pretty much been gone since like me and him have been done, which is like really fucking nice.
You can do anything.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's known. I actually heard that like vaping and nicotine actually can cause more anxiety. Like it does the reverse effect, because it got to a point where I would do it, and then all of a sudden I would get this like really like tightness in my chest, and I was like, what's happening? This isn't normal. But it was towards the end when I started feeling anxious from it. And I was like, this is not how it normally is.
really
It's
get
like
anxious
your
from
brain
it.
kind of having that learned response of like, so you get the anxiety and then you hit it and then you're like, oh my gosh, and then you keep hitting. So your brain is associating.
And I knew it was bad for me. So every time I did it, I was like, fuck, like this is really bad for me.
Yeah,
And then,
I definitely think that. Like I've tried to stop so many times, but that's what I'm actually going to try and work on next year.
good. And Sammy, what about you?
Okay. So I have two like big ones. The first one being I want to be kinder to myself. I'm very hard on myself. So I want to be nicer to myself, be kinder with my schedule, because I load myself up, spread myself so thin that I like exhaust myself. So I definitely want to give back to myself, be kinder, all of that. And I want to do more acts of service. So I want to volunteer
cool.
more,
I like that.
give back. I was in a very good spot. You know, I've always liked to give back, but the true meaning of it hit me this year, because I was like, I've been in a very good spot. My family's been in a very good spot this whole quarantine. And if not, you know, it helped us. Like, I hate saying that. You know, my dad's a physician, so we were in a good place.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to do my part and give back to the community. Those are like my two big ones.
I like that.
Jinx.
Oh my God,
Jinx.
Wow. I think for myself, I don't know. I feel like I have goals for myself that I feel like I am always so busy, and I just need to like not let that get in the way of trying to make my own goals like happen. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. I feel like I need to focus on that and just give it my best and like put in as much effort as I can into like making those goals happen. And I don't know. I feel like normally my New Year's resolutions aren't about myself. Like it's more about the way I should be towards people or how like that kind of thing. But I actually feel like this year I just need to focus on myself and like be the best person that I can be. Cause I don't know. I just feel like I need to do that. So
Journal. Write down your goals.
I know.
And I like to write down my goals, but I also like to, at least at the end of the day, say like 3 kind things to myself. Be like, I'm a really cool person that like is kind of like, you know, just like compliment yourself.
And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, you should start hitting the gym again, bitch.
I know, right?
That happens
It's
to me
so
like
hard.
every time. It's so
I know,
hard.
but you gotta spin it. So it'd be like, you know, I'm looking good, but like, you know, be like, I can't wait to get to the gym. Like, I know be like, I'm so thankful that I get to go to the gym, like, that I have the opportunity to.
I might
like spin it, trick your brain.
Fucking hate saying. I don't think I'll ever say that
so
shit.
hard.
I'm like gym time, yay!
It's so hard.
Like I look at myself, I'm like,
habit, you know?
I look, I'm like, ooh, like I look good today, and then the body dysmorphia kicks in. I'm like,
You're like, oh,
you know what?
No, it kicks in when you try taking a photo of yourself, and then you look like shit in the photo, and you're like, fuck.
I know.
Okay, low-key me though, after I look at your bikini pics and I like put one on. Have you ever seen Little Miss Sunshine? Have you seen that?
No.
Have you seen the meme? It's like the little girl and she's in a one-piece bathing suit and she's got like a little tum. She's so cute, but she's standing there looking in the mirror
Oh,
like
you know what?
this.
I might have.
Such a good movie. But that's like how I feel after I see you in bikini pics. I'm like, oh, yikes. But again,
That's like
being kinder to, we need to be kinder.
Yeah.
Like all three of us need to be
No,
kinder
I
to
know.
ourselves.
But
Yeah.
that's like me right when I wake up in the morning, like with absolutely nothing in my stomach, not even water. And then I'm just like, and then I take a sip of water and eat like one egg and I just like bloat up so hard. And
Oh,
like,
I'm queen bloated. Like my stomach, I can push
Like
that shit out
how?
so
You know
far.
what's crazy though? You want to know something crazy? I feel like everybody listening or watching is probably like, looks at us and they're like, these girls have no problems. They're so
Yeah.
confident. Like they look at our pictures and like,
and then we're over here like,
And-
I'm not cute, blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we are not.
Yeah.
We are not that actually. Like
Not even
far
close.
from it. I
Yeah.
would say. I don't know. I mean, I definitely am a confident person, but
Same.
damn, like
Everybody
pick
has
myself
their
apart.
Everybody has their insecurities.
Yeah.
Like everybody does.
Yeah.
Not even celebrities. Like not one person does not wake up every morning and they're like so positive about fucking everything.
Loving
about
every inch of
themselves.
themselves,
Yeah.
totally. I
used
think
to be
in
a lot more
2021, I'm gonna just like own it and like be the best person I can be and
Yeah.
set goals for myself. Like I want to grow my own YouTube channel and I need to actually commit to that and I need to
Absolutely.
make content all the time and edit it on time so it makes sense
Absolutely.
and then
Right, yeah.
post it and just like be on it and grow my own brand as well.
Yeah, I
You
need
can
to
do it,
I need to
yeah.
work on my YouTube a lot more. I've been doing pretty good. I've been posting
Yeah.
like one video a week for the past like 4 or 5
And you've been
weeks.
crushing it. I
good.
love it.
So it's just the start to something new,
Yep.
which is really nice. But
2021,
speaking of
baby.
new,
I know. I was just.
I was gonna say, speaking of new, did you guys watch the new Euphoria episode?
Yes.
I watched it last night.
Dude, okay, so it came out what, like 3-4 days ago or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it. Like it's about like Rue and like if you guys haven't watched Euphoria, like it's so fucking good. Like
it's
please
so
watch it.
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good.
But this new episode, like I'm not gonna lie, kind of bored me.
I was disappointed.
I was too.
yeah.
Okay, the first 5 minutes were so hot. I was like,
And he
wait
did have
a
some
minute.
powerful like talking
no, it
points.
did, but it was just like the first 5 minutes were good, and then the rest of the 50 minutes, it was just like them in a diner. I'm not gonna ruin it for you guys, but it was just one setting, and it's just them talking back and forth about like drug addiction and
Yeah.
like
it almost got too deep.
Well, I
like
was
it's very
thinking about
deep.
it.
It got so like,
Also, like,
you know what I mean?
I was watching it and I was like, you know what? This is as if I were to watch two people eat at a diner for
Yes.
the amount of time it was.
Yes.
Yes.
Like a full on meal,
Yes.
like not a movie meal, like a real, like I go to lunch with Sammy and Laura's watching it.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of how it felt, which I think that the actual dialogue that they had in there was very like knowledgeable and
Right,
valuable
absolutely.
information.
Yes.
However, I just don't think that
they could have
that was something that like all the Euphoria fans were wanting.
exactly.
Right.
But I did watch a little extra special part after because they always
I
do like a behind the scenes and they were explaining that because they knew exactly what they were doing. They
Yeah.
knew that it was taking
I
that long.
figured, yeah.
But I think with COVID, because they couldn't have a full cast and everything.
Yeah,
and
they
so,
just
Okay, that's
left
what
it
I
out.
thought.
Yeah. I was like, they probably because they stopped filming because of COVID for
Yeah.
season 2.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that they wanted to put something out there, but they were very limited with what they could do. So that's why they did
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But I feel like in a real episode, like if COVID didn't happen or something, like they could have put that entire hour episode into probably like 10 minutes
yeah.
of
Yeah.
something.
Well, and the producer was saying how the first season was all very, very fast paced and they never actually had like a one-on-one sit down of like a really long get to know someone kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I feel like they really got into Rue's life and all the details and that kind of thing. And they thought it was like a nice change of pace and having to deal with COVID. So I
Yes.
totally understand where they're coming from. I just don't know if imagine like someone just getting into Euphoria and then seeing that and it could turn them off so quickly.
Yes, I agree
Right.
with that.
It was cool getting to learn more about Rue because I think we saw this girl who she was in pain. She had some, you know, issues growing up. And then, you know, I think you could have been led to believe, like, you know, she's caring for her dad who had cancer and was passing and had these pills. And she was like, oh, I wonder. But it was like so much deeper than that. Yeah. And we got to learn about that. And there were also so many talking points that related to 2020 and things that happened, you know, everything with Black Lives Matter and just everything. So that was cool to see them kind of connect a lot.
Yeah. No, I like how they referenced everything that was going on in this day and age. And so I thought that was pretty cool too. But I just think it's so crazy in general how, I mean, definitely that kind of show opened my eyes and shown that drug addictions are so real at such a young age.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't,
and they're hard to get out of.
Totally. Like it's very hard. I didn't realize. I think just because I grew up in a good area, and I feel like part of my life I was almost like sheltered in a way where my friends around me didn't struggle with drug addiction, which is like I'm so grateful for that. You know, it's really. I feel like it's very, very common, and I just didn't see that growing up. I don't know about you guys, but I just think it's crazy.
I feel like in my high school, there were definitely kids that were troublemakers, addicted to drugs. Like, we did have some of those, like, in high school. Like, and it's, I mean, I wouldn't really say, like, hard drugs, like heroin and stuff, but, like, they pretty much threw their lives, like, kind of down the drain by taking, like, pills and, like, constantly smoking weed and just.
Well, that's the thing. Weed, I feel like, is very different than Euphoria because she's smoking like meth and stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But also like I feel like as a high school student, like you're so young and not developed and you're just getting high and like you still don't know how to control your body.
Right.
So you just like get high and you just like kind of sit there like at school and like don't pay attention. Like you don't like, you know, use it how we would use like being high now, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it was cool seeing Rue, who it wasn't just like, oh, I found this and I'm going to try it. Like party.
Totally.
It was like she was in so much pain. So I think that painted a different picture. Like, okay, in real life, I think it showed that drug addiction is a disease. And it's not just people that are like, I want to ruin my life and I want to party.
No, they don't think that it's going to ruin their life. They already feel, I feel like.
Or, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
totally. No, I completely.
Or the common misconception.
Yeah, I think that it showed like for people like me that let's say I don't fully understand addiction and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it really was like eye-opening because you got to see that kind of stuff isn't a choice. It happens because of like other issues that all kind of come down to coping in ways like that, you know? So I don't know. I thought it was it just could have been shorter and
could have been way shorter.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Absolutely.
I think it was hard because I think the message of so many things, because I was sitting there watching and then like I only remember like a couple key points. So the message was like getting
I couldn't retain
lost.
like
it was very hard.
I was like dozing off and I'm like, no.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like,
I never like when I was watching the first season of Euphoria, I was like glued to it. Like wouldn't even touch my phone. With this episode, I'm not gonna lie. Like I grabbed my phone and I would scroll through TikTok because it was just like a little, like it would drag on like just a bit here and there, and then I'd be like, oh shit, like I'm watching Euphoria. Puts phone down, and then I'd watch it for like 10 minutes, and then I'd go back on my phone.
Yeah,
but
I feel that. It's so crazy now though that I just feel like each phase of our life. It's so weird growing up. I don't know. It's weird now kind of seeing it as we're older and seeing
we
younger
understand
ages.
It a lot more for sure.
Yeah. And then even the phase that we're in our life where some of us, like there's people our age that are getting married, and then there's people our age that are having babies, but then there's also people our age that don't even have a job yet and are trying to figure out what the fuck they're going to do with their life.
School and like are still not doing shit with their life. Yeah.
Like it's
our
crazy.
age is like the craziest age I feel like in anybody's lifetime. Like I went to a high school where there were maybe like 5 to 6 girls in my graduating class that already had babies.
No way.
Yeah. And then right after, like, I know so many girls that I went to high school with that all have kids now. Like, it's insane how many girls I know
like
have
a whole
kids
squad.
now.
And like you
it's
graduated like 5 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I could
so
never.
Kids are like kids.
Yeah, they're like, I knew like some of them are barely starting to have babies. Some of them have 2 babies. Like some of them have newborn. Some of them have kids that are literally 4 to 5 years old now.
Our age, like 22 years old.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like I could never see myself as like like I could never see myself having a kid at this age, like ever.
I'm on the same page.
I couldn't even have a dog. I can't even
take care of myself.
But
like,
if you are one of those people and you're
doing it, good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And I think just for us personally with where we're at and like figuring out more about ourselves, our passions, like what lights our fire and like our relationships and everything like that.
Like I guess 22 is not like the worst age to have a kid. But it's just like I could not do it. And like so many people are starting to get married now, and I'm like, shit.
Well, I'm starting to know people where I hear these things, or they've been dating forever and they're about to, and I'm like
getting
wait,
engaged, yeah.
Like, are we about to start going to weddings? Like, I think we're a little too young though. Like, I think in a few years we're gonna be going to weddings like every weekend.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to like actually go to weddings. I mean, like, I wasn't that close with like a lot of people that I went to high school with and whatnot. Like, I maybe had like a couple friends. But like I know some people who have like had weddings and stuff. Obviously, I was not invited because I don't talk to them like that. But it's like I've still at 22 have never been to like an actual wedding.
I feel like at our age, there's so many people that are just like in a rush to like, you know, and everybody moves so fast. I think we talked about this before, just with like relationships and like, you know, like I just think when it comes to like marriage, like take it slow.
Absolutely,
totally.
Especially because we're so young. It's like what happens in a couple years if like we don't like them anymore. Like, I don't want to get divorced, you know? I don't. Yeah.
Marriage is scary AF
it's
to me because I'm like, wait, you mean I have to like be with them the rest of my life? Like that's a crazy concept. I feel like I'm so far from getting married right now. Like I feel like I'm still a kid. Like I literally play with like slime when I go to a store.
Like literally same.
I'm gonna be like playing,
but I feel like that's gonna be me as a mom too.
Same,
like I'm gonna be like 35 and I'm gonna be in the kids section. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, look at all this shit.
Right? Like I go off and like
be me as fuck.
The $1 Target section. I'm like, what's in here? Like,
what kind of toys can I buy?
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like I'm always. It's like I'm a mature, immature adult.
Yeah, like
a mature, immature adult.
I'm mature when it comes down to like serious situations when I have to be mature. But then you get to like really know me, and it's like, are you fucking okay? Like you.
Me too.
Like, are you like okay in the head? Because I like will literally just like say the dumbest shit, do the dumbest things. Like I'm a kid still.
Retweet.
Literally, like I fucking love Disneyland. I mean, I'll probably be 40 and still love Disneyland.
I miss it. Can they open back up?
I know Disneyland. If you ever fucking see this, please open.
Just open.
I don't have enough money to rent the entire park out, but I will give you $5.
We should do that for our holiday party. We're like, Dawson,
can you rent?
Please rent out Disneyland.
Like, please, I'll give you $5. I want to go to Disneyland so bad.
I went right before a pandemic hit, so I kind of
last time I went was when we went together.
Oh my god,
that was so fun. Dude, we ate
so much food.
We ate so much food.
That's all I think I did.
They're fucking turkey legs.
Slap with like 6 churros.
Their pickles slap.
Dude,
their
I
churros,
had so many pickles.
Slap.
I had everything. I think I couldn't name one thing I did not have.
We even
there.
got cotton candy. I'm sure we
got
ice cream. We got pizza. We had pasta. We had like salad.
We did have pizza and pasta. Yeah, it was so yum.
And I became close with the one of the guys that works the rides, and he started giving me all these free fast passes because he was like loving me, and I was like,
wait, we should all go together.
Can we do that?
That'd be so
like a little
fun.
girls trip.
Let's make that a thing, right? When Disneyland. Oh, imagine the people that are.
Oh,
the tickets are probably like pre-booked for 2 years now.
Yeah, there's like diehard fans that like buy like the
Disney.
Can you buy like an annual pass? Yeah, right.
Yeah, they like breathe, eat, sleep Disneyland like constantly. They just love it.
I mean, if I lived in California, I would buy an annual pass.
Yeah,
I'd go like once a
cheaper.
month. Yeah,
it's
I would literally
cheaper.
go once a month because it's like $150 for.
I think you haven't been in a
hopper.
while.
No, when we went, it was like 100 something.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, maybe it is for a park. Yeah,
for a park hopper,
I
all
love
day
California Adventure.
Which really is
maybe like 180. I don't know, something like that. But that's not terrible. Like I fucking love Disneyland.
We had so much fun.
I would pay $300 to get into Disneyland.
Absolutely.
But like 400 is like asking a little too much.
300 in there just
no,
on everything.
I know. I was just trying to do the math of like
the amount of money they make like a day
ridiculous.
Could literally pay for probably like a house.
I know, it's insane.
Like that's nuts.
Or like a couple houses, I would say.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm thinking of like a fat fucking
the tickets.
Dude. I know you made us like you were like, please wear ears with me. Like I'll
buy
you a pair.
A picture.
I know.
She wasn't gonna get any. which is like
we need to take cute pictures. We need to go back and take cute pics, like actual.
We
cute
will go.
pics.
We do.
We'll go on a Disney date. All
Yes,
three.
please.
I'll do that.
Must.
okay. Well, we have witnesses, so it's like happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys, this is happening when they open in 2021. Did you know that the one in Orlando's open?
Disney World.
Disney World's
Is
open.
it still open though?
Yes, I think so.
Wow.
The one in Japan, I think, is open too, or China, but you have to wear a mask or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I mean, we're gonna be wearing masks, I think, for a very long time, no matter where we go.
I know. What about for the pics though? Just
Well,
kidding. I'm
we'll,
like
like, slip
overthinking
them
it.
off.
Of
Right
course,
now.
that's what Laura's like thinking about her Instagram,
I'm,
how
like,
she can like
overthinking it
make
right
that
now.
cute at Disneyland a year away.
Yeah, I know. It's like we're not even gonna probably
Yeah.
go for like a really long time, but
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in for
Yes.
our last episode of the year, and we will see you next year.
Yes, I know.
Right?
See you guys in
Oh my
2021.
goodness. I know.
It's so weird
I'm
to
so
say
excited.
that.
Right? Make sure to like and
Yeah.
subscribe, though. All that good
Yes.
stuff.
Have
And
a
again,
happy, healthy, safe New
Yes.
Year.
Yes.
Have a good New Year's. Hope you guys got everything you wanted for Christmas, and hope you guys have a really great start to the beginning of the new
healthy,
year.
happy. I hope the world. I wish the best for the
Yes.
world.
I wish the best for you guys watching.
Yes, absolutely. What emoji should they drop?
Ooh, yeah. If you made it this far, drop a
Confetti?
star emoji,
A star
emoji.
for the new year.
Star
or whatever.
emoji,
Star
yes.
emoji.
All right, you guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
and
Thank you.
See you next year.
Yes, bye.
Bye.